Students, in all our previous sessions we were talking about marketing, the consumer, the buyer, etc. We were discussing in one of our previous slides that it is the consumer who buys the product, but before buying the product, what is most important for a consumer? It is quality. This is what we are going to see today in this particular session. In short, we are going to see especially about customer driven quality, which also means customer perception about quality of a product. Customer perception about quality of the product. When we talk about quality, the more powerful definition of quality is meeting or exceeding customer expectations. Meeting or exceeding customer expectations is known as quality as far as the customer is concerned. To understand this basic definition, one has to note that customer is referred to as the most important stakeholder in a business. Most important stakeholder in the business. So, having said this, the ultimate goal is for any business, the ultimate goal is clearly to meet or exceed customer expectations. Customer expectations. So, companies have started putting more emphasis on developing quality management systems in their own premises and bringing out quality teams to examine the quality of the products or service which they offer. The time the product reaches the consumer, it flows through a change of many firms. It right from the company, it flows through a series of links before it reaches the buyer or the consumer. So it is very important that quality is maintained in all these steps. So for that, what is that the company should do? What the company must do to make sure that the product or the service meets or exceeds the customer expectations in any market. What is that they have to do? First, the companies need to understand clearly that there are two types of consumers, that is internal and external consumers. The internal consumers are the own employees of the company. So the employees of the company has to be satisfied with the product which is being manufactured by the company before it leaves to the external consumers for their consumption. Now, who is an external consumer? The external consumer is the buyer in the market. The external consumer is the buyer in their market. So now, having seen about the internal and external consumers and why quality is very important for the company, we will now see the customer-driven definitions of quality. Customer-driven definitions of quality. What is that the customer define quality as? How do customers perceive quality of products or service? The customers define it in several ways. In short, the quality aspect has multiple dimensions in the mind of the consumer. Multiple dimensions in the mind of the consumer. And one or more of these definitions may apply at a point of time. One or more of these definitions. More of these definitions. when a customer says the word quality, he means 7 different definitions to it. 7 different definitions to it. Expect to meet one or more of it, of them actually. So, what are those 7 different dimensions which the consumer takes utmost priority to? The first one is conformance to specifications. Conformance to specifications. The next one is value of the product or service. Value of the product or service. Next is fitness to use. The fitness of the product to use. The fourth is support given to the product or service. Product or service by the firm. Then psychological impression about the product. Psychological impression about the product. And perceived quality. Perceived quality. And customer driven quality. These are all the definitions from the customer point of view. Now let us see each and every single thing in detail. When we talk about conformance to specifications, the consumer see if the product or service meets or exceeds the promised specifications. The promised specifications. For example, if you say if you are a mobile phone company and you say your phone is giving a clarity of HD videos. The consumer wants the HD videos to be completely clear or exceed their expectations about the clarity of those videos. So they will measure the quality by performance of the complete product. Performance of complete product. And also by calculating the length of time between failures, because the time between failures should be as high as possible for the consumer to perceive that the quality of the product is really good. If failures occur repeatedly, then the quality of the product is conceived as something very bad by the consumers. So this is very important in service systems also, not only in production product based systems, in service systems also it's very important. And also on time delivery and response time are also taken as conformance to specifications by the consumer. Now the next definition is the value given by the product. Value of the product. When we talk about value, how good the product serves the purpose at the given price. At the given price. This is what is very important. And for example, if you buy a product for rupees 100 and it fails in 1 hour, then value is nil. The value of the product depends on the customer expectations before buying it. Customer expectations, pre-buying customer expectations. So the value perceived, the value perception has to meet with actual value of the product which is bought by the consumer. Now, the next specification which the customer sees is fitness for use. Fitness for use. How well the product serves the purpose. How well the product serves the purpose. And while addressing this issue, the customer may consider the mechanical features of the product, then the service convenience of the product, the appearance, style, the durability of the product, the durability of a product, reliability, etc. For example, if a mobile phone is not fitting to one's pocket, it is deemed as unfit to use. Even if technically strong, if technically very good. So this is what is called as the fitness for use. Then when we talk about support, what is this support all about? Whenever a customer buys a product, the products are real needs, but the consumer will have an unstated need to have a good support for product or service. In other words, it means the consumers will like to have good service centers in the vicinity, which is nearby, in the vicinity, to solve any problems related to the product. And moreover, good support can reduce product failures, product or quality failures, to be more precise, quality failures. So the consumer conceives support systems for a product or a service as a very important definition for quality perception. For example, HP has a lot of service centers across the globe to serve its consumers. The next definition is the psychological impression. The psychological impression given by the product. What is the psychological impression? Psychological impression, like the atmosphere, image, aesthetics of the product environment, all are considered as a psychological impression for buying a product or service. When a consumer is in the close contact with the provider, the appearances and actions are more important. Moreover, the sales guys who sell the product needs to present themselves in a way to impress the buyer to buy the product. So even the presentation in advertisements, presentations of features in the ads add to psychological impression. Now, perceived quality. Perceived quality. When you talk about perceived quality, it is an assessment of quality. Assessment of quality based on reputation of firm. Based on reputation of the firm. It means if a product or service comes from a reputed firm, the quality is deemed good. The quality is deemed good even if it is not used, even if the product not used previously. Example is Apple Inc. When you take Apple Inc., even when they come with product, say iPhone, even iPhone in addition to the iPhone users, people who have not yet used iPhone even once in their life will conceive that the quality of the particular product is really good because of the reputation created by the firm. So this is the perceived quality. And the last aspect is the customer driven quality. The customer driven quality is the last aspect of customer perception of quality. When you talk about this, it involves, as we previously mentioned, it involves quality driven by people from employees through the supply chain. Employees to people all along the supply chain. So which means right from a normal worker till the end user, every individual access individual customers, and which means any poor quality of product or service will be found as and when it reaches the individuals in a chain of process. So this is the customer driven quality. The customer in this aspect is right from the employee till the end user. Anybody can drive the quality of the product, and finally it comes out as a product with very good quality. With this, we will complete this session of quality and customer driven quality measures, and in the next session we'll meet you with yet another interesting topic. Till then, goodbye, have a nice day.